From the bed, I am not feeling well at all. And I was out doing field work today at my job, and a mosquito bit me on my eyeball. I don't know if y'all can see, but it itches. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Once again, I'm a day late and a dollar short, but better late than never, as they say. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to go over, let me remove my doggone stizzy. We are here to go over 90 Day Fiancé, the season 12, episode 10 live review. The episode was appropriately titled, I'm Questioning Everything. I am not actually questioning anything at this time. But I do want to welcome everybody in, say a happy thug life. Let me know where you're watching from if you're doing the replay gang. Shout out to the person who commented on another video telling me they was watching from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hey, Wisconsin. I actually like Wisconsin a lot. I've been once for work, and it was a very enjoyable experience. I have nothing bad to say. Lake Superior was beautiful. I enjoyed it. What is poppin', Shani? Welcome in, welcome in. I will have a review up with James actually at, I can't remember if it's 4:15 or 5:15, but it is up on the channel. But we will be recapping $1 Million Nannies. I should have had this 90 Day Fiancé review up yesterday. I am in finals week again with my class, Learning and Cognition. So yesterday I was studying. I'm not going to lie. I was studying. I usually do these reviews on Monday, but why not Tuesday? I'm going to also get The Last Resort, 90 Day The Last Resort. That review I'm going to get out, if not tonight, then probably tomorrow. I will do that. Shani said, I'll be trying to finish these episodes, but I can't. I'll be falling asleep. Where's Lisa and Daniel? I know. 90 Day Fiancé this season is a snooze fest. I have watched all the other seasons, but season 12 is not it. I don't want to be mean, but this cast is not for TV. They are boring. And half of these couples we know are not going to make it. So it makes watching the show a little less fun. I think TLC should take their time and vet people a little better for the show. But, you know. Oh, you're taking the dogs out. That is a good thing. I'm happy you still made it here, AB. I appreciate you. Hi, Sandra. I caught your chat at the end. I literally caught your live at the end, and I'm mad because I'll be trying to catch them. And usually my phone does a good job of notifying me when you're live. But for whatever reason, sometimes YouTube just doesn't. She said, listen, and running around store. Weren't you just on YouTube? Now you in the store? You move fast. You move fast. Shani, be safe. AB, yes. Reviews do be better than the show, though. I have a lot to say about these people, but they're also extremely boring. They are extremely boring. It's driving me crazy. Y'all, also friendly reminders, see the links in the description of this video. I do have links to great creators. Miss Sandra is a creator. She is close to 1,000 subscribers. If you're watching this, go subscribe to her. She does a lot of reviews. I enjoy them. Also, the chat, her audience, they are a vibe. A good vibe, not a bad vibe. And yes, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hype the video if you are able. It does help us content creators. I do heavily appreciate it, y'all. I do heavily appreciate it. Let's start with Marissa and Edward. Marissa does her makeup the way that people do makeup when you're about to go into the ground. I'm not trying to take it to hell the first few minutes of this, but I was looking at Marissa and I'm like, you're not unattractive. It's this hair, how she does her part. Like it almost looks like she just laid some hair on top of her head. And then I feel like she's wearing a foundation shade that is like almost 1 or 2 shades too light for her. So it makes her look like extra pale. I want her to figure it out. This is the link if you guys are in the live chat. Click it to get to Miss Sandra's channel, Sandra P. Gen Extra. I enjoy her channel. She's also just likable. We like nice people. She's likable and funny. So please go tap in. The link is also in the description of this video. Sandra P., she is an amazing content creator. She definitely is. That's why she's growing so rapidly. But tap into all of the content creators. I was not expecting the support from other content creators on YouTube, and that has been the most enjoyable part for me, aside from talking with y'all. So please tap in. Now, Marissa is still griping at Edward about everything. She is, and my voice is still coming back, and I'm sniffly. Don't judge me, y'all. It was 60 degrees in the Bay Area yesterday, but today is 80. So I don't know what the weather's doing, and my body is like, huh? But she's complaining to Edward about everything to her mother. And to y'all asking questions like, how come Marissa's mom looks younger than her? I feel like Marissa's about health and natural, and her mom gives me nip tuck, if you get what I'm trying to say. But her mom actually sat there and listened. It seemed like they have a really good relationship. Even though her mom feels a way about Edward, she still spoke to Marissa in a way that I felt was safe. Now, this is some extra tea that I saw running around Facebook when I should not have been on Facebook. But word on the curb, well, not word on the curb, Marissa's mom put out a whole statement saying that part of the reason why she feels the way she feels about Edward is because prior to Edward getting with Marissa, he was dating another American woman that he claimed to be in love with. But when he discovered that this American woman was not rich, he decided not to come to America with her. And probably because why I mean, if you don't have the money and you happy where you at, why leave? But it did basically seem like Marissa's mom feels a way about Edward because he has a history of looking for the right chick. And regardless of what and how we feel about these people, listen, if I was as rich as Marissa and her family, I would be checking for people too. Like, what are your true intentions? And I think it's good to have someone around you to remind you of that. But in that scene, her mom really was supportive. Now, later on, Marissa and Edward, they go to a beautiful park to talk because they're back in Pennsylvania. And so people like Marissa annoy me. You cannot say that you know that you have been awful towards how you treat me. You cannot say that, but you to treat me bad. And Marissa has said in the last episode, the episode before that, that she knows how she is. But it just kind of seems like now that she's living with Edward, like she's not that interested, in my personal opinion. But she told Edward right off the bat that she knows he's been feeling away and she's been difficult. He lets her know he's aggravated because he's in a new country. He doesn't understand anything. And he feels like he's being rushed to perfection. Nobody is perfect. I can understand how he feels that way. I also have a little bit of a gripe with all of the 90 Day Fiancé people who experience someone coming to America, because be patient. You know that on the K1 visa, they have to wait 6 months before they can work. So why would you be getting mad that Edward doesn't have a job and is not working? He can't with his visa, not legally. So since you're a CEO of a huge company, why don't you give him something to do within your company and you break him off a piece of something until he can do something for himself? If you really love him, you do that. But I don't think that Edward and Marissa have true love. I just don't. But she tells him that she worries if she's making the right choice by being with him. And she tells him she has doubts with the marriage and she doesn't know if she's going to be able to go through with it. I said, girl, why would you say this to this man after he has picked up his life and literally moved it to another country? I don't care if the Dominican Republic is a hop and a skip and not far away. Why say that you're unsure about something once he's already moved? You know what I mean? Like, not everyone can just go back home. So I didn't understand that. But, you know, also he got circumcised. He got his tillywhacker snipped. And you giving him this? So he takes a break and walks off. But honestly, Marissa was wrong with the rich. She's also was wrong with some women. Like, but at the same time, you don't know what you're getting with someone until you move in with them. But if you're so rich that you have concerns about being used, your mom has concerns, you don't know if you can do this, there are websites and dating apps specifically for the rich. Go on one of those. Next time, don't date the guy who's making your bed at your all-inclusive hotel on vacation. Let's just call that that. But they bore me, you guys. I don't want to tear them down because Edward doesn't seem like a bad person. Marissa doesn't seem like a bad person. And they both demonstrate red flags. But I just don't think these people are going to work. I just don't. I've been seeing Edward on Facebook too. Like, he does a lot of videos and stuff, but he doesn't really say much about the show. He's very tight-lipped. AB said Marissa's mom had a facelift, and she is saying she's thinking about having one now that everyone says that she looks older. Ciao. Honestly, I think Marissa's problem is her hair. I think she looks much prettier with her hair up. I also feel like she's wearing a shade of foundation 2 shades too light. She needs to just learn how to contour her face and she'll be fine. I think Marissa's an attractive woman. Don't get plastic surgery just because people saying you look older than your mama, okay? Because your mama would look older than you if it wasn't for the plastic surgery. Keep that in mind. Lord, these dogs are working my nerves. They're having allergy issues. That can get expensive for dogs. I hope you figured that out, AB. Right, Sandra. Huge red flag. Huge red flag. She said, man, go get Edward a job. Blowing the leaves or moving boxes at her dress store. Exactly. Give him something to do instead of just complaining. They are not going to work out, in my opinion. Marissa is hard to live with. Her ex had the same problems that Edward is having. So I think that is the best statement that you could have made, AB, because the ex was American. He was a melanin redacted man from America. And she still couldn't make it work with him. And he ended up getting his own company and doing his stuff. And he says the family wasn't respectful to him. So I think these are just some uppity, snooty, rich people. But I don't like when the rich like to go play with the poor as a way to make it seem as if they're like not uppity and rich and judgy. Like she's showing how she is. The way he fixed that fence, he did a terrible job fixing the fence. Like common sense would say, you want this to look good, right? Let's get it to look good. He must have pulled some old crown molded from her garage and just threw it on. It looked terrible. But then at the same time, you got at him for him repairing the fence. But hey, rich lady, why you ain't called somebody to fix the fence? Just go. I didn't understand that. Why did he even have to fix it? Oh, poor fur babies. Mine is chilling right now. Thank God. Oh, my cat, whenever y'all watch the $1 Million Nannies review, I tried to edit it out, but I could not. The cat just came up on me and started like swatting at my hair. Yeah. So y'all will get to see me get assaulted on a live later. Edward wanted to come to America, but only if they had money. He wants to live the soft life. He does. He does. And that's the thing with Edward. He's a nice guy, but I definitely agree with the fact that he's interested in the soft life, because why else would you deal with her? Why else would you deal with that if it's so great in your country? This year is the worst. That's because global warming. It's 100 degrees on the East Coast. The weather over here is strange. It was cold and raining last night. Like, it's probably all the pollen and stuff getting mixed up in the air. I hope they're okay. I hope they're okay. Alexa, play Gold. Oh, my Lord. But she ain't messing with no brokey. That's all I can say. Just funk the guy at the all-inclusive resort while you're on vacation. Don't bring him home. Fake ass Terry McMillan want to be Shanny. Not a fake ass Terry McMillan. I cannot. Read the books, y'all. They're good books. They're good books. They're good books. We are giving them all Zyrtec and it's working. Yes, Zyrtec is supposed to be safe for dogs. There's another one too, and I can't remember, but I'll DM you. There's like a couple of things that are safe for dogs. Couple of things. We are going to move on to the next couple because they boring. They boring. I ain't got nothing left. I ain't got much. Now, Shay and Annabelle. The town drunk of Kentucky, because that's what Shay gives. Shay gives, he's the local drunk. That's definitely what he gives. But Shay is flirting with other people at his lake house, having a lake party. Annabelle is there. Annabelle was irritated with Shay, and he kind of annoyed me. He was like, how's my little Filipino? Filipinos are hella cool. We have the largest population of them in America here in the Bay Area. My best friend, Nevin Paul, shout out to Nevin, is Filipino. Love me Filipinos. I really do. I would never call one of them my Filipinut. It made me cringe. I know he didn't mean nothing by it, but it made me cringe. Especially when you see how she's annoyed after you've been letting other women flock all over you, rub on you, hug you, all this crazy stuff while your female is there and your daughter. Like, Shay, how trifling can you be, sir? And where is this money coming from? Because you got a lake house, a brand new truck, Allison living the property next door to yours that you pay for, you giving her cash. What does Shay do? I want to know what Shay does for a living, because he got it together. But he's flirting and disrespecting Annabelle. And everybody at the event was surprised that he has a fiance. Specifically, they showed 3 little ratchets. That's what I'm going to call them. 3 little ratchet heifers. Oh, no, he said Filipinut. The subtitles spelled it out. And hi, Olivia AO07K. Nice to meet you. But either way, I know he didn't mean nothing bad by it. It just made me cringe a little bit. I was like, why is he doing this? All right. You see that this lady's irritated. Don't go over there talking about, oh, my little Filipina. She irritated. She irritated. Can you check on your lady instead of letting all these other ladies check for you? So strange, so strange. But welcome in. Let's show Olivia love. Make Olivia feel welcome. Let's give good vibes. I love to see new people in the chat. It really does make me excited. Shani said Annabelle don't want to be out there partying with them young kids. She's an older lady. She wants to chill in the house. Listen, Annabelle and Shay, they're not that old. I believe they're 54, 53, 54. I can't remember their ages. But I don't really consider the 50s old. But what I will say is at that age, don't nobody want to be dealing with a lake house party all the time. But I also feel like a bigger part of the problem was that they had this big event when they had all these issues to work by. Like she just found out about, oh, I cannot remember the ex-wife's name, but she just found out about the ex-wife. She's hearing all of this stuff and thought that Angie was somebody that he was cheating with. I'm like, Shay, y'all should have went to the lake by yourselves together and had a little romantic lake rendezvous before you had a party. Get back in her good faith and then throw the party. But as we know, when Shay gets drunk, it looked like he's just enjoying himself, which I'm not mad at. I'd rather you be a happy drunk than any other kind of drunk, if I'm being honest. But you got to pay attention to your lady, Shay. You got to pay attention to your woman. Shay might be passing out more than liquor to those young girls. Listen, I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it. AB tends to say a lot of what I'm thinking. I don't know why you live so far away from me, AB. It's not okay. But I don't understand. Maybe because they're trying to make it seem like they're in like a small town. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do not know anything about Kentucky really, other than Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Kentucky Derby, Brittany Cartwright from Vanderpump Rules in the Valley. I don't know much about Kentucky. I've met a lot of people from Kentucky. The Bay Area has a lot of people from like middle America that move here. They're always super kind, but I don't know enough to know like maybe he's the only single guy available. Maybe they're in a really small town. I don't know, but I did find it weird that girls that young, like they looked his daughter's age, were interested in flirting with him. I was also appalled to see him flirting with different women in front of his daughter. Like my dad, when he was single, would never. Shay out there screwing girls his daughter's age and whatnot. And yes, I meant to say girls, not women, because they're girls. They're girls. I don't understand why they move the way that they move. I just really do not. But all that happens, y'all, Annabelle asks Shay eventually. She's like, let's go inside. I want to go to bed. And they go inside. And she asks him to cut back on the drinking because Shay drinks a lot. He said, what did she say? He had like 15 beers. Depending on what you're drinking, like if he's drinking Coors Lights, 15 Coors Lights to me is like maybe 4 full beers. The stuff is like water, you know? I don't know. I just remember like being younger in my 20s and like we used Coors Light for like beer pong and like flip cup and stuff like that so we didn't get too toe up. But she asked him to cut back on the drinking and he left her inside and went back out to the party. Like you can't sit with her for a little bit. There's a whole party out there happening without you. There's a band, drinks, refreshments. Like, why couldn't you stay with her for a little longer? I just feel like Shay wants Annabelle to adjust and is not willing to adjust for her at all. And I don't like that. And I think it's egregious of the fact, I just am disgusted with the fact that he had this woman fly all the way from the Philippines. That is a 26-hour flight. Okay. You had this woman fly from across the world, from a whole different freaking continent. And then she shows up and this is what you doing? Like, that's not right. That's not right. Olivia AO said, Shay daughter low-key pimping her friends to her dad. Y'all are in my brain. Because that's what I was thinking and that's what it looked like. For free drinks, LOL, they're all using him. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out because that is the honest to God truth. None of these women want you, Shay. He's talking about women be all over me. You're big. You look like Santa Claus. Your teeth are yellow, like actual highlighter yellow, and it looked like you don't scrub the back of your neck when you shower, sir. So I'm pretty sure anybody dealing with you was there for a good time, not a long time. And I don't think that Shay understands that. It gives he never grew up, or maybe he was like a nerd back in the day and is just happy to be accepted. That's what it's given. Exactly. And money and not money and opioids. Something. Oh, is Paducah a small town? See, that's why I love to get on the internet and discuss the show with other people, because all I have is a California perspective. Okay. I don't know what goes on anywhere else, and everywhere else has their different vibes. Like the small towns in California can either go in a direction of kind of like what Shay's doing, a lot of partying, or it can be dangerous as hell. Or it just may not be nobody there in farmland. But in other states, it could be different. But if it's a small town, I'm sure he's a menace to it. He is lucky he doesn't love Closer to Me. I will go punch him. Hey, oh, I actually I was on Facebook. I've been on Facebook a lot lately. I don't know why. I've been enjoying Facebook recently. But I was on Facebook in one of the little 90-day groups they have, and I saw somebody who was from the town that he's in, and they were not happy. I actually saw like 3 people in that chat, and they were all kind of bothered and saying, he doesn't represent our town or Kentucky. I said, oh, okay. But I get that. I totally get that. Like a lot of people have the idea. I'm from California, for those who don't know. Shout out to the Bay Area. I'm not from LA and all of that. I'm just from Oakland. But a lot of people have a certain idea about how places are in their head, and it's something totally different. Something totally different. Maybe if Shay cut down all that drinking, his belly would go down. You know, your body processes alcohol as sugar. Your pancreas processes that alcohol. So that is actually a fact. When you stop drinking, you will lose that belly. American born, they are definitely on the substance. Most fools can't drink 20 beers without assistance. Y'all are calling it. Y'all are calling it. It's the truth, because 20 beers is. And he wanted to keep going. And he hired some guy to I saw that they had like a little band. Someone was playing music. I said, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Lord, Olivia came in here and started giving facts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Women, don't be all you. Shay, young girls be all over your wallet. I feel like that's how he gets around. Thank you, Joe. It is hot as heck today. And he turned on the AC, so I'm grateful. I should have turned it on, but I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't like anyone I ever met there. Where? In Paducah or California? Where? Shay looked like he smells sour. He do. The back of his neck has not been scrubbed. I don't think he scrubs it in the shower. Like the fact that Annabelle hoses him down. I knew I was in love when she started scrubbing my back and hosing me down, and they showed the scene. I was like, my God. Like, but then I'm looking at Annabelle like, why do you want a man that you have to wash? I don't have to tell my husband to shower. He just showers. So, thank God for that. Oh, he's the perfect example. Child. Not like vinegar. He might need some oil and vinegar to wash him up. But I dated a lady in Paducah for a short time, and they were all idiots. Oh, damn. Hey, be careful before she find you. Be careful before she find you. But some stereotypes are true. Like California is shallow as hell. The people here. So what can you do? What can you do? But nothing really happened with them. They just partied. It looks like next week Allison's going to be problematic. I was slowly coming around to Allison's side, and now I'm kind of like, Allison, you're weird. This is odd. Like, I have a good time with my dad sometimes too, but it's usually at like a family event or an event. I'm not just going to my dad's lake house to get toe up with his friends. That's weird, but what can we do? What can we do? She keeps trying to come back every few years because her only other option is Shay. If I had to choose between Shay and American Born, I'm calling American Born, okay? I would keep calling you too. Maybe all she sees is Shay. Lord, everybody got that crazy person or ex that won't leave them alone. I have one too. Mind you, I've been with the same person since I was 17. So the fact that someone is in their 30s still tripping on me is odd. But we're going to let it be. We're going to let it be. Now, shout out to the replay gang. There are a lot of people who not live, and I just want to say, hey, and I hope y'all consider liking the video on your way in or out. Mallory and Rasit, I call him Rashit. He's irritating me. Now, word on the curb, not to be messy, but I'm gonna be messy. Word on the curb is Mallory shipped his ass back to Turkey. They are not together because he was seen on the internet in Turkey on a boat with the same logo of the company he worked for before. So I said, oh, y'all must not have worked out. And now he's gone back. Not surprised after watching this episode, but Mallory and Rosh were like the two people I kind of had hope for. Like, we may not be so entertained by them, but in the beginning, I was like, maybe it'll work. I'm with Olivia AO again. Listen, he is annoying, like extremely annoying. So for those who do not know, my government name is Amina, mother of the prophet. I did grow up in Islam and Muslim. He's not like, I know that's what Rosh practices. A lot of people in Turkey practice it, but I feel like the expectation to just be respected as a man when you've not done anything to like earn the respect is crazy. And he annoys me because he throws temper tantrums like the 3-year-olds I used to take care of when I had a daycare. Like, he is problematic. Yes, and goodbye, Rasi. We don't want you no more. Stay your ass right. Stay in Turkey. And I agree with this. He's another gold digger. He just knew how to, he was more calm with it. And I love Mallory. I do. She's, at first, I didn't know how to feel about her, never quite disliked her, but I enjoy her. I think she's the example. If you come into a lot of money, a lot of people come into settlements and stuff and they just go and spend it on stupid shit, have nothing to show for it. Mallory went and put her money into a trust that's protected. And yeah, she should not have told him about her settlement money. However, it don't matter if you tell him, if you keep in control of your money. Okay? So she kept a tight lock on her dollars. And I'm actually happy with how Mallory is handling everything, considering what we're learning about Rosh. He wants to be a kept man. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. Because she won't get rid of her friend who helped nurse her back to health. Like, that's the one area where I'm like, that lady had to go and sit in the hospital for weeks and weeks, almost lost her life, right? And Brandon stepped up. Brandon, I thought he was going to be an asshole because they did give him the redneck edit. We just going to call a spade, but is actually okay. He's okay. Not you sick of him saying that. I love Mallory. She has her head on straight. Exactly. Now, again, it's still a boring season, but ain't nothing wrong with this girl. She works 2 jobs. She works hard. She made sure to purchase her home. She owns it. She's making smart decisions. I actually think she's an example for a lot of younger women under 40 in America. Like, you can succeed. You can get things, but I just appreciate the fact that she is moving with sense. Like, I really appreciate that. It's lost meaning because he says it so. Brandon took care of the dogs. Yeah, he did a lot. And honestly, my cat is like my child. I know that's weird. So the people that are willing to take care of my cat, shout out to my sister Naima Travels, shout out to my friend Leona, shout out to James Kane. He's allergic, but shout out to all the people who've helped me with my cat. But like, that's a big deal. You took care of my life and helped to keep my household in order while I was sick. Like, that's a friend. I wouldn't get rid of him either, especially not for no boy. Not for no boy, bros before hoes. That's what Mallory said. You have to work hard for what you want. That's so true. It is. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And that's something Rosh doesn't understand. Now, he is still upset at the fact that Mallory mentioned a prenup, because when she brought out the bills, when they were talking about the bidet, she was like, I don't have $800 for a bidet. But Mallory's also ready for a relationship, and I hope she finds someone good for her, because instead of spending $800, she still was willing to compromise and say, which is what you're supposed to do in a marriage and a relationship. She was still willing to compromise, and she was like, I found a cheaper bidet that we can install on the toilet, so you're happy, I'm happy, and my wallet is happy. But when she presented him with all the bills she has to take care of, and then said, but it's more because you're here now, and then All he said was, well, add 150 so you could send it to my family. Fuck the family. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull a Terry from Soul Food. Fuck the family. I'm not sending them shit. No. We're not sending the family anything. I couldn't believe that. Now, she takes him to throw the first pitch of the baseball game. Something else she does that I like, she's trying to give him American culture, which is essentially baseball, sports, beers. Like, she's giving him the culture. And I'm still devastated at my San Francisco Giants. For those who do not know, I am a baseball fan. I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. But the Dodgers been playing their ass off in the last few years. And that's our rival. I can't even be mad at the LA Dodgers. I cannot. Anywho, outside of the baseball and all of that stuff, they sing the American anthem. For those who don't know, America is a place where we have freedom of choice. You don't have to do the anthem. I grew up Muslim, so when I got to public school and they did the anthem, I sat in the office. We didn't acknowledge it. We just did it. Some people don't. Colin Kaepernick, given the kneel, because the anthem is bullshit. It is. It doesn't represent this country. We have a lot of work to do. But still, when you're at an event, you stand, you take up your hat, and you put your right hand over your chest, okay? You do it. It's not that hard. Rosh was looking like, huh? And Brandon told him to stand up and take his hat off. He ignored him until Mallory hit him on the chest and was like, do that. After the American anthem, Mallory decides to go get a refill of a baseball bat full of beer. And, you know, everyone is trying to be nice. So Rosh was like, how do you play? And Brandon actually was nice and tried to answer the question of how baseball works. And Rosh was like, no, I don't want to hear it from you. Okay, you big ass baby. Okay. You doing your country terribly, Rosh, by the way. Because if this are what the men are like in Turkey, absolutely not. They just want to run shit without contributing shit. No. But he throws a fit because Brandon was trying to be nice. And it's like, I didn't want you to tell me. And he's like, all right, whatever. So then Rosh continues to throw his bitch fit like a child. And he then explains when Mallory comes back. She's like, huh? Well, I don't want him to explain. So Brandon gets annoyed and kind of walks away. And his friend is like, you got to understand, Brandon's a good dude. You know, he don't mean no harm. And he is a good dude because he's being respectful of their relationship. And he's making the attempt to get to know the guy. Like, they gave it what they had. Okay, Brandon pulled a Mariah Carey. He did the best he could with what he had, literally. And Rosh was just determined to hate this person. I don't like people like this. You can't just dislike people for no apparent reason or because they're in your way. And I feel like how close Mallory is to Brandon, he probably worries that Brandon will tell Mallory the truth and point out the red flags that are him. Because why else would he be this angry when Brandon was trying to welcome him, be nice? I mean, they threw a party for you. He let you sit on his tailgate. Apparently, that's a big deal for him. Like, what more do you want? But he just kept throwing a bitch fit, saying to Mallory, I don't care. I don't care. You broke my heart. I don't want to be his friend. And he tries to talk to Brandon. Brandon comes back, and he tells Brandon, I told you not to text and call her. Now, sir, you think because you tell this man not to do something, he's going to listen to you? Now, your culture says that men lead. So why would you think you could lead this man? Hell, at least Brandon got a job. So I'm looking at Rosh like, you making no sense. But eventually Brandon said, fuck it, and walked off. Mallory ended up leaving the event because she was annoyed. She was like, you're going to have to get over it. And you could feel how you feel about people. Rosh doesn't have to like them, but to intentionally refuse to talk to someone is like, it's not just disrespectful. That is like a vile, intense form of disrespect. And I just wish that Rosh will understand, if you want respect, you have to give it. Respect is earned, not given. It's not free. Okay? I know you in the land of the free and the home of the brave, Rosh, but respect ain't free here. And you real brave. Because if you would have tried that off camera, I feel like you would have got an Alabama ass whooping. And I would have been okay with it. Like at this point, Brandon and Mallory's friends, if they want to cuss him out, whoop his ass, push him down the stairs, I don't care. I don't care. Because Ross threw a fit. And he needed to get his ass whooped like a child since he want to act like one. But I'm so disappointed in Rossi. I can't say it enough. Olivia Oh, says, I honestly think he targeted and pursued her because she's an American and he thinks that she is rich. He thought she was his ticket, yep, to saving his family. And when people are desperate, and he said the family went through that natural disaster and got misplaced, when people are desperate, they do things they may not normally do, or they may do things that are effed up. And that's what this is given. Where you been, Olivia? Where you been? Where you been, and welcome again. Giving us all sorts of words, especially not from her settlement money. Exactly. If anything, he could have asked about her paycheck, but you want to go for her settlement? What? Like, who is you? Who is you? Who are you? And where have you been? Can't stand him. Why is the family not over there working? Exactly. There were like 4 uncles, 17 aunties. They had a big ass family. I'm sure somebody could get a job. Like my family that's in the South, like in the sticks outside of New Orleans area, and in the Ninth Ward down in NOLA. Like there'd be a lot of people in a household, but they all contribute in some way. And so you would never know. Like there's always food. There's always like everyone pitches in. Okay. Like it's hard out here. It's expensive. Everyone pitches in. My husband pays the rent. I pay the utilities. Like everybody's pitching in. It's just how it should be. But he doesn't seem to, I feel like the family, I definitely agree with Olivia. I think that he preyed on Mallory. It worked out, and this is what's happening. And it's unfortunate because Mallory seems sweet. She seems kind. She's hardworking. I really don't have nothing bad to say about her. I have nothing bad to say. They sitting in the tent waiting for someone to boo. They're not even in a tent. They moved from the area of the natural disaster, and now they're living in this nice, beautiful town, and they have a house. So I'm like, why they need the money? What if Rosh didn't know her? Like, stop. And then I never understand on the 90-day franchise as a whole, whether it's before the 90 days, the other way, the main franchise. How can we go to someone else's country and expect them to adapt to our culture? No, you have to adapt to the culture of the space that you are in. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. So they aren't paying bills or utilities or anything, Shani. Nope. He came in and said it's his house as well. When he was talking about Mallory's home as his home, that irritated me. That irritated me. That made my teeth itch in a way that I didn't know was possible. Olivia says the friends were trying their best to include him for Mallory because they love and respect her. And this is who she chooses. But Rashid had to be a dick. Yeah. And that's another testament to Mallory's character. Her friends were really willing to try. But honestly, most people in the South, I know Alabama gets a bad rep because their criminal justice system is terrible. It's still very racist. And there are those redneck sundown towns that are there. But a lot of people in Alabama are kind, super kind. But they were too kind. I wouldn't have been mad if they would all just took turns backhanding him. I would not have been upset at all. I just wouldn't have. And he's insulting Brandon's way of speaking. Meanwhile, he sounds like a caveman. And that's accent aside. He does. Sounds like a caveman. It's rude. It's so rude. I love a country accent. I think the country accent is the best part of America, if I'm being honest. I love a country accent. Can't get me to hate one. He ruined the day for everyone. Not cool. Just because of this one person. I also do pose the question, like, did Mallory warn him that Brandon would be there? Because Rosh did look kind of caught off guard, but caught off guard or not, his behavior was just not okay. I'm glad she made him leave. Right. You want to act like a kid, I'm going to treat you like a kid. That's why I couldn't be with any man. Because if I was with a man like this, you want to be a bitch, you want to act like one, I'm going to treat you like one. That's exactly what we're going to do. She said, I'm glad I found my people. Much love. Much love to you as well. I do normally do these reviews on Mondays, but I'm also a full-time student. And so I listen, I'm here. I didn't know they have moved. Then why is he still on TikTok begging for money to rebuild the house? Because I think he might be a little shady. What's the Young Miami? Where all my scamming ass? Who's that? That's Rosh's theme song. Okay. He said he got to get it. He going to spit in that. I feel the same way, twin. Right. I love a Southern accent. Love a Southern accent. And you know what other accent I love? Midwest. Not just Chicago. Like I had spent some time working. My job had sent me years ago to go work in Minneapolis and the Twin Cities. I love the way they speak. I can't get the accent right, but I love it. Shout out to the Midwest and the South. Whole lot of scammers this season. After 90 Day Fiancé went through that last guy who they did on Netflix, the documentary Worst Ex Ever, there was that guy, I think it was Jeffrey. I can't fully remember his name, but he's in prison now for like being violent, trying to unalive his partners and all this crazy stuff. 90 Day Fiancé needs to do better background checks on who they getting. Now I get it, like scamming is a real thing internationally, all of this stuff, it happens, but there's a lot of people finding love and it's not a scam. And I get that we want entertainment, but I can be entertained without this type of stuff. But what can we do? Barash, go to hell. That's what I got for you, Rosh. That's our last words to you. Go to hell. Shani said, I've never met anyone from Minneapolis. Do they sound the same way they do in the movie Fargo? A little bit, depending on how long they've been there. Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois, they have very distinct accents that I enjoy. Shout out to everybody there and my family. I do have family over there that I got to acknowledge. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, who are we going to get into next? Mito or Mito? I'm going to call him Fido like the dog tags because he's annoying. Fido and Debbie. Now, Debbie and him are married in today's time. How desperate can you be? To be 63 years old and this desperate is pathetic. Debbie, you could have went and found you someone in Jefferson Parish, gone and found you some old little redneck in Slidell that would have loved you right, been faithful and came home. Like, Debbie, you could have done so much other than get with him. Yes, she's older, but Debbie's an attractive woman. She's successful. I don't like what's going on with this, and the level of desperation concerns me. She has been ignored in her own household after that big blow up they had at the haunted house. I'm finna curse, and YouTube just gonna have to do what they do to me. You have me all sorts of fucked up. If you think you gonna throw a fit, talk shit to me, disrespect me while I'm paying your bills and you're in my house, especially when the fact that this man showed up to Debbie on some bullshit saying, I don't know if I'm gonna come to America because my dad, and then played a game with her and did not tell her he was showing up, and she was sitting in the Louis Armstrong International Airport in tears, hoping he came down them stairs. Mito ain't shit. He's a queen. I don't even want to call him a queen because he's not royal, but he's very ladylike. He is. My God, he's ladylike like me when it's that time of the month. I cannot with Mito. I can't with him. I just can't. And I want to call him Muhammad because that's really what his name is. I don't know where the fuck Mito came from, but I'm going to let that go. But he's ignoring her. And she says, hey, you want to go talk? And she's always cleaning and doing something. And he's always just sitting around looking out the window doing absolutely nothing. Can you pick up a broom and help her clean, sir? Because I'm sure you contributed to the mess. American Boy said, Debbie done made a video to ask a certain content creator to stop calling him queen. Queen Mito. That is his name on this channel. Queen Mito. And the content creator titled this video Queen Mito. You're on television. You cannot silence us as content creators. You cannot, unless we allege some stuff that's not true. Now, if we out here acting like Tasha K, saying stuff we don't know to be true and all this other stuff, then, then that's different. But if we're just reviewing a show, that is protected under fair use. Okay? Debbie, go on and Google what that is. No, he won't do anything to help Debbie. He's above it. He's lazy. I also saw online he was never in any movies, which we already know is true. He had a role as an extra in an Egyptian TV show. And when I say extra, I mean when they show a scene of somebody in a coffee shop and other people are sitting down, he was one of them people sitting down. The camera wasn't even on him. So it's like you lied about being a star thinking nobody would figure it out. Like, Queen Mito is weird. He acts like a girl. He holds himself the way that a lot of members of LGBTQ do, that let you know that somebody might be a part of that community. He's very ladylike. I can't tell a lie. And I don't bitmo believe that this man is a virgin at 41 years old. And if he is, If he is, he's a virgin to the kitty cat. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. I guess you get what I'm saying too. He does give that. And if he is gay, there's nothing wrong with it. But obviously, him being Muslim and coming from Egyptian culture, that's haram. It's not okay to do that. So maybe that's why. But Mido, you in America, baby, be free. Let it go. As Elsa said, let it go. He might be because no woman would want him. That's why he's with Debbie. Like, and Debbie, you're delusional for believing that the guy giving you a tour of the pyramids is also a famous movie star. Like, even outside of America, the famous are not giving tourist tours of places that they are visiting. Like, that's not what's happening. And yes, they are married. They are married, which is crazy. But they have a talk. Talk didn't do anything. He's still in silence while looking at pictures of himself. The daughter comes out and she's like, this should feel awkward. And so she goes out with Debbie and they have a talk. And Debbie says that Mido has not said that he loves her. He refuses to say it back. And I'm like, at this point, Debbie, what do you want from us? You're ignoring all the red flags. You can't get mad at what anybody is saying. Honestly, instead of getting upset at people for saying Queen Mido, you need to be tapping in and upset with yourself for allowing yourself to be in this situation. This seems like a kind woman, a hardworking woman. She's raised her kids. Yes, she's been alone for a long time, but it does give what American Born is saying, that she would do anything to have a man. And while it's nice to have a partner, it's nice to have a spouse, it's not everything. It's not everything. If you're not content by yourself, you're never going to attract the person that's for you. You are what you attract, Debbie. So please have the confidence that you should. Please. Because I feel for her, because you could tell she's a good lady. But my God, the delusion is crazy. Every time I see Debbie, I'd be like, hey, Siri, can we play Delusional by Drew Sidora? She's literally delusional. American Board says, always saying, I need rest and I need to relax. What do you need rest from, sir? Right. You don't do anything. You don't do anything. I don't understand it. He would have been sleeping on the porch, not in my house, acting like that. That's not being an extra in a movie. He was already sitting there having coffee and he just happened to come in and they start filming and he said, no, I'm not getting up because he's a jerk. Shanny said, I'm not giving him no grace. Right? Okay, Shanny. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Olivia says, I think Debbie gets obsessed with love. Clock it. Clock it, clock it, clock it. I think she gets obsessed with love, and that's why she's been single over 20 years. When people are single for a really long time, it's usually because they're choosing to be, or they don't do well in relationships. And I feel like that's probably what Debbie's issue is. I think she gets a little too attached. Just think she gets a little too attached. Now, nothing really happened. Her daughter tried to talk some sense into her. It didn't work. What I will say is, based on the preview for next week, it looks as though Debbie is gonna fall down to her knees in shambles. Lord, I got hot as heck, y'all. I'm gonna adjust and come right back on camera. But it looks like Debbie's gonna be extremely let down by this man. And in this case, I like Debbie, but I don't feel sorry for her. And part of why I don't feel sorry for Debbie is because I think it's what she needs. I think it's what she needs. But honestly, Debbie's one of those friends who you have to let fall down and scrape their knee and pick themselves back up. Some people just are not going to learn. Debbie gives me someone I don't think she's going to learn. I think it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And unfortunately, she is an older dog. And I'm not saying that to be shade, because there is value in older people. There's so much value and it doesn't mean anything. Now, I think there needs to be an age cap on certain people of a certain age in the government. Cough, cough, Mr. Mitch McConnell. But outside of that, like, nothing wrong with having age, but I just think it's harder to teach people older things because they're set in their ways. It's a fact, and that's okay. But Debbie, get it together, boo. Get it together. Now, to continue our boredom, we're going to discuss Thomas and Paola. They're in North Carolina discussing their wedding with his parents. The stepmom was a piece of work, but she wasn't so bad this episode. We kind of got to understand more. Now, his parents are divorced, and apparently this makes the wedding difficult. They invite the parents to the wedding, but they said they're going to think about it. I said, this is your one child, and you're going to think about making it to their wedding. Why? And the dad asked who's coming to the wedding. And whenever people ask who all gonna be there, that mean they plan to not come, depending on how you answer. And he let him know that he invited his mom. And I think it's unfair that Thomas has to skirt around his mom and like mentioning her. Like he mentioned all the other people he invited before mentioning his mom. Regardless of what happened in the past, he should be able to invite his mother. She gave him life. If he chooses to forgive, he chooses to forgive. I don't see the problem. Now, his dad explains that Thomas's mother, was not involved in his life. After the divorce, he ended up with custody of the kids. We don't know if you took them kids from her or if she gave them up, because you said you ended up with custody. You did not say that she signed over her rights to her kids. So that makes me think that there's more to the story, which there always is, but she wasn't involved in their life, and I guess the dad is upset about this. Now, for the raggedy, unattractive stepmama, the new wife that he got, that's rude as fuck, maybe Paola could warm up to you if you weren't such a bitch. And how dare you get upset at Paola for making peace and getting to know his mom when she's the new person coming in. She is supposed to get to know mom and dad equally. Now, if she happens to be closer with mom, maybe it's because you're an asshole. I'm closer with my husband's mother than I am with his father, but his father's side, they're a bunch of assholes to points where I don't even care. I'll say it on the internet. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? Because I fight. Like, what they gonna do? But sometimes people open up around those who are not assholes to them. And honestly, for the stepmom to have an opinion on the ex-wife, I think is also wildly inappropriate. It's wildly inappropriate. You are the step parent, bitch. You knew. You are new. And she may have been his stepmom for many, many years, but you're not his mom. And if you love Thomas, then you should be okay with him trying to make things right with his mom. Also, it sounds like the mom is remarried, so she ain't coming after your man. So after hearing the background, I do understand some of the issue, but I also feel like this shouldn't be a problem for a wedding. Like, all they have to do is sit down in the front row and watch you get married. No one's asking them to party. No one's asking them to do stuff together. So I didn't understand all of the hoopla over it. But, you know, I understand the dad's feelings also. Your wife that you had kids with, you got a divorce, and now you raising them alone. I get that. But you're a parent. It's not about you. It's not about your feelings. It's about Thomas. And I don't even like Thomas, but his parents were a piece of work. I cannot. American Boy said his daddy and stepmom got on my nerves. Child, they got on my nerves too. They still on my nerve. He said it like 4 or 5 times that they invited the mother. He did. Exactly. Their drama has nothing to do with him. The parents need to figure it out. It's sad. My parents are divorced, and when I got married, it was 2012. I never like cared for a wedding, but I was actually planning one. My dad was going to buy a dress. We were looking into venues. I canceled the wedding, said I don't even want to fucking do it, and ended up eloping. Because it was so much of a headache. They kept making it about them. And it's not fair. It's not fair to the child. So I do feel for Thomas in that aspect. What they gonna do, Cletus? What you gonna do, Cletus? Shanny. I love Shanny. We need to convince Shanny to do some movie reviews, because the way that she be in it, I love Shanny. I was thinking that in my head. Right. But I hope they figure it out. I do, because Thomas and Paola, if he stops acting like such a little dainty, like, bitch, no shade, Thomas, but you have had very bitch-like tendencies. I'm still mad he glued that girl's perfume shut. I'm still mad about that. But I don't think that they'll struggle. I think they'll be okay as a couple. But maybe stay away from your dad. Leave him on that farm in the Carolinas, okay? Now, we're going to discuss Ashia and Maxwell. She makes my weave feel tight, y'all. She stressed me out. Ashia stressed me out. They're telling the family about their wedding plans because they've decided to apply for the spousal visa. TLC, what are you doing? You have a show called Before the 90 Days. She is with him before the 90 days. She should not be on 90-Day Fiancé. She doesn't even have a K1 visa. They were declined. Why is Ashia here? She's not likable. She's playing with God. She's a hypocrite. People like Ashia turn people away from church and away from the Lord. She's having the opposite effect of what she thinks that she is doing. like an entire opposite effect. Now they're in Nigeria. They let the family know about the wedding, and they're like, "Well, what's about your age?" Because she's 38. And in Nigeria, they want you, it is common for people to be older, the man to be older. Why? It's literally what the family is explaining, has to do with bearing children, submitting. The older a woman gets, the less likely she is to submit, which piece of that is kind of true. Like, if I was dating people from that I dated in the past, like in myself today, as a mature woman, they wouldn't have got, we probably would have never made it to even become an official couple. So they have something to it. Now, the sister explained that they're worried about if Ashi is going to have kids. That's concerned with the age. And they also wonder if she can submit. And obviously she can't submit. She talks to him crazy. Ashia, you want all of these things for a man that had that stupid ass list, and you don't even know how to keep one. Okay? Because Ashia is not unattractive. I see now why she was single, waiting for Maxwell, because no man in their right mind would want to fucking deal with her. Let's just call a spade a spade. And she can get mad because I know she like to attack content creators, but baby, I feel like I was born to read people. I am a Gemini. If you attack me, I am the wrong content creator. I don't have any other level other than angel or take it to the basement of hell, as my good sis Kiwan JTV would say. But Ashia acts an absolute fool. She doesn't really, like, she tried to wager with the family, and she explained that in America there's other ways they can have kids. I'm like, the same stuff you mentioned in America you could be doing in Nigeria too. I hate when Americans try to make it seem like we're the only country with this or the greatest. Y'all realize we the youngest country, right? And half of what we know we got from others, right? Just saying. But Maxwell's sister feels like Ashia is disrespectful towards him. We all agree, sister. We all agree, girl. And they pretty much end up praying. Now, people like this piss me off. I do believe in the power of speaking in tongues. I do believe in that. But I think this bitch is lying, because she said, Father God, in the name, we ask you to bless this union and help the family to come together. Oh, I said, that ain't what it's supposed to be. It's how every time she do it, her body, oh. I'm like, girl, what are we doing? Stop. Y'all remember episodes go earlier in the season when she went to see her friend and they start speaking in tongues in the park, and then the producers was filming the geese that the producers were throwing bread at and trying to make it look like the rapture or God was coming back? I don't like when they play with God. Mind you, I am not the most religious person, have not been in church in over 10 years. But I do pray daily, and I do have a close relationship with God, I would think. And I don't like when people play like that. Like, I really don't like when people play like that. Your day is coming, your judgment day, Ashia, because that shit that you're doing, this is blasphemy. Since you like to read your Bible and you got your degree and you know every fucking thing, it's blasphemy. It's not okay. But that was my little mini rant and TED talk within it. That these people irritated me too when they were like, well, Ashia is an older woman, but you know what? The parents got at her. They said, we will still accept you into the family because Sarah in the Bible was 90 when she gave birth. I know you did not just compare this lady who is 38 years old to a 90-year-old lady who experienced, I wouldn't even call it a miracle, because who the fuck wants to be pregnant at 90 years old? But you're not going to compare a 38-year-old to a 90-year-old from the Bible. And I like to remind everybody that the Bible was written by a man, okay? So we don't even know how accurate everything in there is, okay? So I'm just looking at Ashia like, and the parents like, okay, we got fake tongues. We got a lady that disrespects a man and claims he's her perfect man, but she keeps trying to change him with chemical peels and contacts and all this crazy stuff. And then the dad and the family's going to accept her in the name of Jesus because Sarah was 90 when she had her first child. Go to hell. Everybody go straight to fucking hell. I just cannot. I cannot. I don't like how everyone's playing with God. It irritates my soul. But nothing else happened with them. I don't think they're going to work for real. Nope. Ashia stresses me out too. Yeah, she's annoying. Thomas is annoying too, LOL, with his vocal fry voice and buzzwords. That little table he has, if I was Paola, I would have thrown that table over the balcony. There's no way I would be getting on my knees. Do y'all understand that after 30, your knees just don't work the same? You could be the most fit person. I'm 130 pounds and I got to watch my step as it relates to my knees. So Thomas irks me. And the speaking in tongues, it is fake. Like, I believe in the power of tongues. I do. But what she was doing, that's not what I seen in church. This lady is full of it. But the church that she showed us, her church, no shade, did look, well, actually shade. Her church looked shady as well, so I'm not surprised. Ashia and his family were both manipulating each other for their needs. Clock it, Olivia. Clock it, clock it, clock it, because that's exactly what they were doing. That's exactly what they were doing. The chick that went to Africa to go get her man, I have yet to really watch the whole scene with her in it. I think she's kind of corny and boring. Say it louder, Shani. She's corny, she's boring, and she's playing with God. And I don't think the show's doing what it's doing, what she thought it would do for her. You got it and didn't even have to watch it. I know you don't need it, but if somebody at your back when you take it to hell, I got you. I know you do. I got you too. I got you too. Them be the people that we enjoy helping. One moment, y'all. I'm doing things I shouldn't do and clocking out on the internet, but hey, this is work according to somebody. Shani cracks me up. She gives religious psychosis. Say it louder. Olivia, where have you been? My people, my God. I'm so glad you made it here. Religious psychosis is an actual thing. It is an actual thing. I actually have a good friend whose mother experienced that, and they're having a hard time with it. But religious psychosis is an actual thing, and that's what it is giving. I don't like it either. Please don't bring God into your mess. Right. They weren't throwing bread at the birds. They were throwing bread at her bird ass. Shani. Shani, you should have been a stand-up comedian, okay, girl? You missed your mark. You missed your mark. It's not too late, Shani. Shani, if you ever do a comedy show, I'm hopping on the first flight I can find, okay? Twin, when she starts talking in tongues, do she jerk her shoulders? She'd be, once. I'd be like, girl. I said, what is this? Look, now I got a hair in my mouth. Lord. But that's what she do. Maybe that's why she keep her wig loose. I don't know. Do not pass and go and do not collect $200. Exactly. Ashia reminds me of Shirley Temple, low key, LOL. Greens, beans, tomatoes, hogs, dogs. It's almost that time, y'all. It's almost that time. She does give that though. Like she'll suddenly just scream out, you know, she gives it. I can't wait for them memes to come back, y'all. I love the holidays in general. I just enjoy it. But I especially enjoy the holiday memes, like all over the place for everybody. I really enjoy it. I don't take nothing seriously. Let me get back on track. Y'all got me up here singing memes. Oh my Lord. I'm glad I did this live and I wasn't going to, because I'm in a better mood as we near the end of it than I was at the beginning of it. Y'all are the MVPs of this live, the chat, aka my thugs. Some people were asking me too, Miss, why do you say Thug Life? I am a huge Tupac fan. I do write poetry. Poetry, I feel like, healed me and saved me from some horrible things. And it is an acronym that he made about not feeding hate into kids and each other, because it comes back to us. And I thought it was powerful. I even have it tattooed somewhere, as you see on my chest. So that is why. So when I say thug, it is not calling y'all criminals. Because somebody had DM'd me like, wait, I'm not a thug. I said, let me explain it to you, baby. Let me explain it. And they understood. So I was like, I'm going to start doing that more often. Olivia, right. Please come back. You're always welcome. Okay. What did Pac say in Poetic Justice? Cousin, you a family. Okay. I always worry though, because you know I don't have no filter, but I'm trying to filterize my life. The last people we're gonna talk about is raggedy, nasty, dusty ass Katie and Josh, who I worry, like, I feel like Josh has a reason for wanting to come over here with Katie, and I don't feel like Katie is that reason. She talks with her friend Mark, the friend that she used to sleep with that Josh didn't want her around. And Mark and Josh have made peace, and Mark actually told Katie, you know, you're disrespecting Josh. If you're in a relationship, you need to respect your relationship. You can't be all over me and drunk and doing all of this. And she kind of gave like a slight real moment, I guess, for Katie. She made a comment saying she doesn't think that she and Josh should be getting married, but made it seem like she has to. Baby girl, you don't have to do shit. That's a choice. Okay. In the words of E40, the ambassador of the Bay Area, okay, everybody got choices, yourself included, bitch. And you need to make the choice to stop pretending you have OCD. I don't think she has it. I don't. And then somebody that grew up with her has come up and out publicly and said that Katie has never had OCD and just some other challenges. And I believe that because the only thing she does that aligns and relates to her having OCD is when she gets out of the car door. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you guys have ever watched the show Hoarders, and there was a TLC show years ago, you know how TLC does weird shows. They did something on people with OCD years and years and years ago, like before 90 Day even existed. And one of the things we always saw was people counting the doorknobs and doing those things. I work in mental health, worked with people with OCD. I've struggled with OCD personally and had to see psychiatrists for it. I don't believe this bitch got it. I just don't. I think that Katie uses other stuff to get away with her behavior. If anything, she gives more on the spectrum than OCD. I'm sorry, not sorry. But I don't like what she's doing. If you don't want to be with him, make it clear. Nothing happened with them this episode, but I just feel like she needs to make it clear. And I almost feel like she might be trying to push him away before the 90 days and it's not working. And all I know is in Oregon, around the Portland area, people keep snapping photos of Josh with like hella like backpacks and stuff on his back. So obviously he's still here. I don't know. I don't care for Katie. I don't care for him. I don't care for this cast this season, but I'm gonna go to the comments because y'all are more interesting than Katie and Josh. We don't worry for Josh. He knows what's going on. He do. Josh is on the run. He might be, but from what? Because that tracks and that would make sense. But from what and from whom? I want to know. Her name is not Katie. Her name is the original SP, aka Slam Pig. Shout out to Housewives of Rhode Island. Josh tried to move those family business shares to the US. That's what I think when he said he took his shares and his family was okay. I think they're trying to expand. And it is hard to get in the US right now unless you're rich as hell under the Trump administration. So this is probably a quick and easy way for him to do it. Slam Pig Katie. That is SA, what she's doing, trying to kiss people against their will. The way I would have had that woman locked up, unhand me. She has to hurry up and get married to get her trust fund, and he has to hurry up and get married to get to America. Clock it, Shani. Clock it hard. He is up to something to marry her. Come on. He has to be. She doesn't want Josh. I think Mark is who she wants. But Mark don't want her after seeing all that Josh is having to go through, which is the funny part. Oh, definitely. He's a hustler, baby. Why did the Raising Canaan? I'm a hustler, baby. I'm thinking a part of the game. It's the theme song for Raising Canaan, y'all. I can't get enough of that song. My husband will tell you. I'd be like, don't skip the intro. This thing slap. Like, don't skip the intro. I'm enjoying it. Lord, but that's all I heard in my ear. But he probably is a hustler. Josh acts like no woman had ever been interested in him. I don't fully think Josh is interested in women. He gives me the same vibes as Mido. It's just not every gay is as sassy and as the stereotype. Josh don't seem too interested in that girl at all. And plus, they also be having trouble with sex. Remember when he first came into the country and she had him in that extended stay America? And she was concerned because it took a minute for them to be able to have sex. I'm like, that's not normal. Like, most truly heterosexual men, okay, y'all remember the show Nip Tuck? You don't even got to be attractive. He put a bag over that chick's head and bent her over and did his business, okay? So I feel like Josh may have other ideas for his dating life. If a man was doing what Katie is doing, we would all be going off. Thank you. And that's the thing. I feel like, I'm going to just say it, and it's probably a little controversial to say, she's still a white woman in America on TV, so she's going to get a pass for this behavior When the reality of it is someone who looked like me was behaving like Katie on a show like this, I would be ripped apart. Now, Katie is getting ripped apart, but she's still getting like a nice, nasty version of being ripped down and apart. The way Katie's acting is egregious and disgusting, and it's actually dangerous and unsafe as a woman, especially because we're not stronger than men. What happens when you try to kiss a man and he wants more and you don't, Katie? Then what? So I don't know why she moves the way she moves, but I don't like what she's doing. Worth a damn. Worth a damn. The intro music is good. I know that be my problem. I love the power theme songs. That's my problem, y'all. But I love music. I'm also easily distracted. Something probably wrong with me. Josh B tried to put it in her, but he not interested in that cat. Josh had to take the blue pill to get erect. Oh Lord. I just watched a YouTube video. When I struggle to sleep, sometimes I put on like the YouTube mini docs. And I was watching one on this guy who went and like tried all the gas station pills and supplements. He just might. He just might. That's nasty, cat. It's how her lipstick is always like smudged. Does anyone else notice that? Like her lipstick gives like a little kooky, but you know, what can I do? She looks like she smells. She do. You saw that mattress? And then they had the audacity, Katie and Josh, to post on social media like, ah, we got a new mattress. The fact that y'all slept up the way I would have made a pallet on the floor. Like, what? That's the mattress? Josh, don't be trying to put it in her. He is not interested in that cat. He's not. I don't blame him. And it is smudged. Probably from her trying to kiss and do God knows what at the Shani, go to the corner, the VIP section. I'm gonna give you a comfy chair because you're right. You're right. But you're not right to say that on the internet. Shani said her breath smelled like ejaculation and liquor. Can we convince Shani to do stand-up comedy or something? Give her a damn chair. And I never put my twin in the corner. But she said that woman's breath smells like ejaculation and liquor. I could not. Because I feel like it's true. I feel like it's true and vomit because I don't, and this is how you know Katie has an alcohol problem. Why is it that every time you drink, we've seen you, we're only in episode 10, and in every episode we've seen Katie in, but one, she's been throwing up from being so hungover. Like, can you go get like a liquid IV, do something if you know you're going to get that tore up? Or her friends are not really her friends because they just let her drink into the points where she's stumbling around. But, child, Shani, you not going to say, at least I said, and not, and then say what you didn't say that you couldn't, she shouldn't have said. I love Geminis. This is why, Tariq, come get your mama. What? I love Shani with everything in me. I swear, even if I quit YouTube, I'm keeping Shani. I'm keeping all of y'all. Y'all stuck with me. It's just the way it goes. At least we're ending with smiles, y'all. That was it for my review of 90 Day Fiancé. I'm going to rush and try watching 90 Day The Last Resort because I am on West Coast time. So I'm 3 hours ahead of y'all. It's only 4:44 where I am now. If I don't get The Last Resort review out today, it will be out tomorrow. I'll be doing that as a live stream. I already know Shekinah's going to stress me out. Shekinah! I already know she's going to stress me out. But what can we do? What can we do, y'all? She said he just walked by and went outside. Lord, what can we do? But I appreciate y'all who are in the chat. Big shout out to Olivia for being here and welcome to the channel. Shout out to Shani. Shout out to AB. I appreciate you guys for moderating. For those who watch a lot of our reviews, if you're interested in being a moderator, just let me know. You can DM me, you can email me, you can just leave a comment. Whatever works for y'all. Shani said Tariq is back. Tariq, get your mama. She talking about ejaculating and other things. He probably looking at me like, what? I'm just a crazy Gemini on the other side of the country, y'all. That's all. But love and light to everybody. I hope you guys have a good week. If your week is just starting, I hope you have a good day. Shout out to all our graveyard shift workers as well. Shout out to the replay gang. I'm going to see y'all for my $1 Million Nannies review. It's a pre-record. It is a premiere. I will be in the premiere chat. But I hope y'all have the best day. Thank you. The schoolwork is killing me. I need to figure out how these young kids use ChatGPT and get to doing that. But, you know. But I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you for the next live. Peace.